we were waiting for it to get dark outside, which we can tell it is getting pretty dark outside.
In this video, you're going to learn how to install your own LED landscaping lights. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and follow us along on our journey of renovating this Aero community home and enjoying all the other toys in our toy box. With that, let's get to the video.
Here's the blocks that I mounted down in the basement. I ran a hole through here. I went in through a line that already existed in the side of the house. This box here, it's a 12-watt box, and it's 200 watts on this box. So this box here, I got a cement drill, drilled through the cement, put the plastic anchors in there, and it just hooks right there. What I did is you could set the timer or what have you on here. I'm choosing the third one down. That's a photo sensor. I ran a photo sensor off the side of the house, so I don't have to worry about a clock. I mounted another box on the other side of the house in the basement. This box I mounted up here. I didn't mount it. It's temporarily sitting up here until I drill this out. That's mounted to a photo sensor also.
And what's the photo sensor? Is it an extra wire? Or? So
the photo sensor just screws into the box here. You run that wire outside. You never have to worry about setting a timer or a clock. When it gets dark outside, lights come on. When it gets light outside, they go off. Electrical wire here, the wire that we had outside, you put one on the positive, one on the negative. And then you just plug the box in. Like I said, they put the stuff together. It's so easy. So easy anyway. Just clip this wire here that was going to this tree over here because we need to splice off of it. So we're going to take this coming out of the house where the power box is at. The power is off. And it's only out 12 volts, so it could never hurt you. So this is the type of electricity you're not going to get, it's not going to hurt you. It's 12 volt, it's low voltage. We're just going to clip the wires like this. This is a nice vice grip wire splicer. You can get them from Amazon. I take the wire about, and then I twist the ends with the coating on there. It makes it simpler. They're nice and twisted. And to take this end, the original end, twist it and twist as you're pulling off. And now I'm going to put these together. Labeling on the wire. I try to keep the printed side where it says positive. Where on these LED lights, it doesn't matter, but I keep it that way. I try to keep all the wires lined up. You can see the writing here. The wiring, no wiring on this side, but no writing on this side, but you can see it on this side.
Yes.
So I always make the writing side my positive.
And I'll try to put affiliate links down in the bottom.
After we splice these together, you could put wire ends on them, but I just use electrical tape and I seal them off real tight.
And do we just do that once, or will that until everything's good, and then do we solder it, or do we just
No, we don't need to solder these. What I will do is after I'm done with this, I'll tie them off real good with tape, and then once I'm permanently done, I'll come and put that liquid tape around this, so it really creates a great water barrier. I did that on my other house. It lasted 18 years. It still worked perfect when we left the house. So it works. Anybody can do this.
All right, so what we ended up doing is adding this that we connected from the box that was coming outside the house, and from the wire that we had going around the house. And then we put these all together over here, dug out this part of the sidewalk, and we'll put stuff over it after we're done. And then we'll end up trenching out here to put the lights on the tree right outside the hangar over here. So now we're going to start hooking up some lights.
Okay, now for the fun part, the easy part. They made it so easy these days. This is my LED landscape light.
Let me get in there. Let's see what you had.
And this is a 12-volt input, and the voltage for the bulb is 12 watts. So you want to take your total wattage and add it up and make sure you do not exceed the amperage, the wattage of your box, and we'll show you how to do that. You also have to keep in mind how many feet of wiring you're going to run. So let's say Typically my box could handle 15 of these lights. But I ran 120 feet of wire. Instead of adding that many lights, I might cut them down 5 lights. So it'll handle that voltage, so I don't have voltage drop going down line. We'll figure that out in another video. We'll show you the wattage, how I planned it out, the box, and the length of my wire run. We'll cover that. But right now, this is super simple. So to put a light in, we're going to take and we're going to split the wiring. So you're not going to breach the wire casing. You're just going to split it. And then you're going to pull it apart.
Love those little green things you got there for the grass.
Yeah, aren't they nice?
Oh my god.
You're just splitting the wire like this. I use this little utility knife, get in between, split it. The beauty of these is there's no cutting wire, no stripping it. You're going to take and unscrew these two. You're putting this one here, and you're going to screw that in.
Why that wire and not the other one?
Either wire.
Doesn't matter?
No, does not matter on this.
Okay.
So, and screw it all the way in, nice and snug. You're going to do the same here. We're going to just unscrew this end. You can see it's got a pin, it's got a slot. Screw it back on. Nice and snug. Now we're going to take these ends, we're going to loosen them. You could take them all the way off, but you're making the job harder. Just take it off and screw it back on half turn. And then you take the strip portion. This is the end of your LED light. One's red, blue and one's beige. It does not matter where they go. It can be crossed. It does not matter. So we'll put this right in here. Make sure it goes in, and along the side of that little metal pin in there, you'll be able to tell. Make sure it goes all the way in and stops. And just sit here and screw this on. That's it.
There we go.
And we're going to put this one in. Like I said, it does not matter which way that wire goes. You're probably thinking, well, why does it matter which voltage is going down here? Well, doing electrical, I like to know which one's positive, which one's negative, if I want to add things in the future. Sometimes things are dependent on what is negative and what is positive. These LED lights are reversible, it doesn't matter. So now my light's connected. I'm going to put it in a mulch. Tentatively, I'm going to set it right here. And I'm going to put it down here.
And we're going to see at night how that one looks.
Yes, so we're going to go through and add a few more. I think you got the basics. After we get them all done, we'll show you how many we did, how it looks at night, and what we may or may not change after we light them up tonight.
Woohoo! All right, so we've wired in some lights. We're going to test them out here tonight. We got one over here, one right over here, another one over here, and one more at the end there.
These lights come in a kit. They're inexpensive for a reason. Sometimes you got to put a little bit together. So you take and put this little screw through here. Spin this little doohickey on here. We'll call it a stake. Some of you might call it a doohickey. And then we'll spin this on. Nice and snug. It doesn't have to be extremely tight. Just, I grasp this and there. It's good.
Now these are a little bit more flimsy on the sides, so just be careful when putting them in. But once you put them in, you don't have to ever touch them again. So just be careful when you're putting them in, and they work great.
I spent like $119 for like 18 or 24. My old home, I put the halogens in, the real high quality ones. Last a long time, still there. And I paid probably about $60 to $80. I thought it was a piece that was per pair. Some of them I paid a little over $100 for each because they were decorative rocks with the halogen built in. Then with the halogen ones, I had to add big, huge power boxes. There's like commercial landscaping. And I had like, almost 300 bushes, 21 trees, and I had to have 1,200 watts in the front and 2,200 watts in the back.
And it mattered how you wired them too. So now it's becoming real dummy proof for people, us office people, be able to know how to do it.
Very easy to do. You don't need to pay thousands and thousands of dollars to have a company come out and do this, especially with this new technology.
All right, so we just came outside and the lights are on. It's still light outside, so you can't see everything, but it's kind of giving you a general idea of how the lights are looking. We have the lights there, we have a light there. They're all kind of glowing right now.
We're waiting for it to get dark outside, which we can tell it is getting pretty dark. Get those cameras rolling. I'm going to show you my new autopilot, the GFC 500 that I had installed right before I decided to move into this place. So let's go out and take a look at the lights.
All right, so here's the front of the house. After we put in the lights, this is what we have for the house, and I'll put the pictures of what it actually looks like in here as well, because the phone doesn't really do it justice.
Right, so let's take a walk, get closer.
Yeah.
And this took about 3 hours of our time. It didn't take very long.
No,
we
just
probably got a couple more hours to adjust and bury the wires and finish mounting the transformers inside the house. So let's walk around and see what we accomplished in a short period of time.
Yeah, so let's start over here. All right, so here's what we're showing in the front. Very nice. And we had to work on it a little bit to make sure the light wasn't going into the house.
One thing you don't want to do is have light staring at you. You don't want it going down the street. You don't want it shining at your neighbor's house. You don't want it shining in your home. So you got to angle the lights. You got to find that right angle to where it's on the bushes and not everywhere else.
Yeah, we don't try to have it, we don't have it too lit up, not show everything, just to show the main thing. So we're gonna put a light on the flag too, because we're proud to be Americans over here.
We're gonna do that yet tonight. I'm gonna put one straight up on that flag. Come around here, and you can get an angle of this shot here.
Yeah, so you guys can see. Yeah, so it really lights up throughout the house here.
This is a huge transformation compared to what we moved into. It's big. We'll throw a before picture when we moved in here right in the video. You'll be able to compare.
Yeah, it was all overgrown and it was dark, and then we put our stuff in, but still dark, but now it's coming to life at night, which is really cool.
Yeah, the old evergreens that were here, you couldn't even see the railings, and they were halfway grown over the sidewalks.
Yeah, I didn't even know there were steps there.
No. Let's come around to the back and see how this is turned around.
Here's this beautiful tree lit up. Very pretty.
From the straight shot up there.
Yeah, here's the tree back here. Very pretty. And we're still working on the backyard here, but we have these two trees lit up, and it really just lights up the backyard.
I think by this coming weekend we'll have the backyard finished. Let's take a look at the side of the hangar. Let's walk onto the taxiway and take a look.
Everywhere else it's pitch black in the neighborhood, so we're really bringing it up. There's some beautiful homes here, but you can't see them at night, so maybe we'll see other people do it too. Maybe they'll watch the video and realize it's not too hard. Right, Dad? So we have this tree lit up here, and now we put these floods on the side of the hangar, right? They're called floods.
Yeah, those are straight up floodlights. And then as you pan around, you can see how the whole property is starting to light up really nice.
Yeah, very beautiful.
By this weekend, we'll have the whole backyard finished too.
Yeah, like and subscribe.